you always start with pitching. It's a good class. 2023 is going to be a good class. David Price, I mean, maybe he's someone that you look at in a starter role on a 1-year deal, but beyond that, Chris Sale is going to be there. Jacob Degrom is probably going to be there. Justin Verlander has a player option at $25 million. He's, maybe he goes back to Houston at $25 million, but Noah Syndergaard will be there. Maybe Charlie Morton sticks around for one more year. Nathan Eovaldi, Adam Wainwright, and then guys with club options. Aaron Nola, Sonny Gray, Luis Severino, they're probably all going to be brought back to their clubs. So those guys that I listed, those are the ones you're looking at. Taijuan Walker is also there. Jake Odorizzi, Adam Haney, or Andrew Haney, excuse me. Mike Clevenger is going to be available. That's kind of an interesting psychopath name if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, Sean Manaea, Chris Bassett, Joe Musgrove, Zach Eflin. This is a good class for starting pitching.
Michael Walker.
And I'd be stunned if Seattle didn't walk away with one of them. Despite, you could tell me that Logan Gilbert turned into an ace. George Kirby immediately established himself as a number 2. Marco had a good year. Hancock is on the way. I would still think that one of these guys ends up in Seattle.
Well, you have Robbie Ray then too.
Still. And Robbie Ray.
Yep. Because about then, and I wrote about this at Prospect Insider this week, because at that point, Joe, it becomes about, do we need this guy? Do we need Noah Syndergaard? Do we need Chris Sale? No, but look at what the opportunity that's in front of us. We have this rotation. If we add this pitcher to it, who beats us? Like, you start having those conversations.
You plan for injuries.
Yeah, you do. But if you can even raise, like people talk about raising the floor a lot. If you raise the ceiling on that rotation you just talked about, if you said, hey, Gilbert and Kirby are like 2s and the Robbie Ray is still there and Marco Gonzalez is a 4, and you go looking to add, like a number 1 to it or another number 2 to it, you raise the ceiling, not the floor. You raise the ceiling. And now who's beating that rotation? If that's what you have, is essentially 3 number 2s, a number 3 and a number 4. Who's beating that rotation? Like, that's probably the best rotation in baseball, at least on paper. And yeah, you need depth. You want depth. But you're not going to sign Chris Sale to be depth. You're signing Chris Sale to help you dominate and win the division and go to the World Series, right? So that's the opportunity there. Will they need those guys? No. But you can't look at a guy like Chris Sale or whoever we're talking about here and say, we don't need him. We have Matt Brash, we have Brandon Williamson. We don't need a guy who might win a Cy Young. We don't want to. Why would we want to do that?
And especially these guys at the age that they're at. I mean, look at Jacob Degrom as a perfect example. He might be a free agent at this point. Frankly, I would be surprised if he accepted his $30 million player option. Jacob Degrom, you go give him 3 years. We don't need to talk dollars, but can you imagine a rotation with Logan Gilbert, Robbie Ray, Jacob Degrom, George Kirby, Marco Gonzalez? Yeah. I mean, Chris Flexen has a dirt cheap club option for this year too. So it's not like, you're counting on Matt Brash after this. You're legitimately one piece away from that. You're one Jacob Degrom away from what I just said being reality.
And at that point, the Astros are like,
any name.
The Astros are sitting around thinking, damn, it was a nice run. It was a really nice run. That's what I'd be thinking if I'm the Astros.
Insert any of those names. Insert Sean Manaea.
Eovaldi. Yep.
Eovaldi.
Yep.
Yeah,
Manaea, Bassett, also free agents. Yep. I think Charlie
Severina
has a club option. Severino's going to be interesting to keep an eye on, isn't he?
That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye on him. He's a $15 million club option. I could see that going either direction.
He's been, when he's healthy, he's been really good before. So yeah, that's really interesting. So other than arms, let's just as a whole, offensively, because and this is a realistic thing. I don't think the Mariners are going to come up short offensively this offseason, but there's a chance that one of two things happens. One, a couple of their answers are 1-year answers, like a Conforto or something along those lines, or they do a little bit more of a volume play with fixing the offense. Better matchups, more solid hitters instead of like 2 really great hitters or 1 great hitter, and you know what I mean. Like there are different ways to kind of piece this together and have, an average to above average offense or even better than that. And if that's the case, they could be looking for significant upgrades again a year from now. So when we look at players that are going to be out there on the market, JD Martinez, obviously DH only, so maybe not. Player options, Xander Bogaerts, is he going to opt out of that 20? Hey, it's Jason Churchill. To get the full episode, as well as every other episode of the podcast, past and future, subscribe for as little as $5 per month by going to bit.ly/getthepod. That's bit.ly/getthepod, all one word. A link you can also find on my Twitter profile. Hey, thanks for checking out Baseball Things.